Welcome to Business of Design. Business of Design is the world's best business training for interior design professionals like you. If you're ready to implement an exact business model for running a streamlined, profitable business, field tested by thousands of design professionals around the world, head to businessofdesign.com and get started today. It's time to dramatically improve your business and transform your life. Business of Design. There's only one.
Welcome to the Business of Design podcast. I'm Marla Baker of marlabaker.ca, and I was honored to recently host Kimberley's seminar, Run Your Business, at the Interior Design Show in Toronto. Now, I've worked with Kimberley and Business of Design for a long time, and it still amazes me to see the energy in the room and the response from our design community when we partner on events like this, and when designers get to hear Kimberley speak live. So for those of you who were not able to join us live, I'm happy to invite you to listen to this episode of the Business Design Podcast, brought to you from IDS Toronto. Thank you and enjoy.
Good morning, everybody. Hi. It's really nice to be here. I have a clicker somewhere. I do. I always like to start by saying I am a working interior design professional. If you wanted to learn how to do surgery, probably a good idea to learn from somebody who does surgery on a regular basis, as opposed to learning from someone who's a medical school flunky who becomes a coach to doctors, right? So I have real clients and real budgets and real heartache and real successes. And no one sucked at this business more than I did 25, 30 years ago. So that's how Business of Design came about. I was so bad at the thing called interior design. Because it was on TV, I had lots of clients, which sounds like that would solve all your problems, right? How many people think like, oh, if I had like 50 more clients, like boom, I'd be set. It would be magic or whatever. I had the pick of clients. I could pick whoever I wanted. That was me. Our phone rang constantly. We could pick and choose. Every project started the same way. Oh my God, we're so excited. We can't wait. And every project ended the same way. We're just going to finish it ourselves now. Okay. And I called that getting Canadian fired. No one ever said, get out of here, quit. I'm from Los Angeles. So when I moved to Canada, I had to navigate this new country and new behaviors. And the first few times somebody said to me, like, we're just going to finish it ourselves, I thought, oh, they just need a little break. And then they're going to call me back and we're going to work together again. But you know what? They don't call back ever. They're just not that into you, right? So that happened a lot. In fact, it happened so much, it got kind of embarrassing because I'd go to events like this where I'd be a speaker and I'm the expert. But behind the scenes, I know all my clients are Canadian firing me. And I have zero repeat business. I mean, zero. Now, some of you are thinking, wow, I'm doing better than her because I got a ton of repeat business. Yeah, because you're so cheap. Everybody's giving your name to their friends because it's cheap, right? You could stay very busy, but not actually make money. So I had this business coach and she's like, basically, you're doing everything wrong, literally. So we're going to start over. And it took a process of about 10 years and over $100,000. And I redesigned my business and I became a reliable business that clients could give lots of money to and trust that I could manage their projects. Clients could relax during the process. They could understand that we were in charge and they didn't have to micromanage. How many people love it when the client micromanages you? Don't you love it? Don't forget about this. Have you thought about that? What about this? Remember this. Doesn't that feel great? Doesn't that make you feel great? So Business of Design with various coaches, I learned how to make every single client a repeat client. There's a couple of exceptions. If I didn't like them, we don't have to take them back. And that's happened 2 times only in the last 20 years. You could actually earn a significant salary. So I actually want to talk about that. And I didn't know this, 30 years ago, but your salary is not your profit. Salary is what you earn to pay the bills. Profit is over and above salary. 95% of interior designers think salary and profit are the same thing. Not the same thing. You've got to not just take a salary so you can pay the bills, but you want to take a profit so you can invest it and grow what we like to refer to as independent wealth, meaning you can retire when you want to and not have to eat dog food. That's good, right? So I hope that that's exciting to you. Maybe you are like I was, which is like, money's not important to me. I just want to make the clients happy. And then until you need money, and suddenly money is very important, right? I also found that by completing projects through our 15 steps, I was able to start every single project with a client, and the way I started the project is the way the project ended. So much so that on Saturday night, my husband and I have been invited to a game night at a client's house. So we've done 3 or 4 projects with this client, and we've now transferred into the friend zone. But we also are client relationship. So when they have a new project, we'll become immediately the professional. But it's very clear, that distinction. Previously, all my clients were friends. I love them all, right? And that just creates a whole bunch of mess and definitely will lead to non-profitability. And if you want to be a leading expert in your industry, to be an expert, we're going to talk about what that takes too. Here's the thing. Clients are so desperate for you to be the answer. When you need a plumber, there's a bad smell. You wake up one day in your house and something doesn't smell right, and you are desperate for a plumber, and you call the plumber. Aren't you really hoping that that person you called is going to be the answer to your problems? Like really, truly, right? And you are desperate to satisfy your clients. How many people desperate to satisfy your clients? I know you're all too cool. I wouldn't call it desperate. How many people really want to satisfy clients? Okay, right. Me too. I mean, I was willing to work weekends, evenings. Like if they wanted me to come over on Sunday night at 10 o'clock at night because that was convenient for them, that's what I did. Anything they wanted, I would do it. And you know what? It made me miserable. It made clients miserable, and it didn't work. So I'm telling you now, that is, people pleasing is not the way to make money in this business. It's not the way to be an expert. It's not how it can work. If it's true that clients are desperate for you to be the answer and you're desperate to make the clients happy, then what is going wrong? Now, some of you are going to be reluctant when I say the next thing, which is, how many of you have been fired from a job? I'll put my hand up first. How many of you have been Canadian fired? How many of you have been ghosted? How many of you had to chase people for money? How many of you had to beg for money you already earned? Right? So some head nodding, some little fingers. I would say if none of those things has happened, you're either brand new, you've never had a client, or you're just sitting on your hands. But the truth is, when you go to an event like this, it's so easy to be gaslit. Because what happens is we see cute, like this woman, this sweater. I'm like, I love your sweater. It's so cute. How's business? Amazing. Oh, really? Mine's falling apart and clients hate me. And I'm chasing 5 people for money, and I didn't make any money last year. And my husband's pissed off because I work all the time, but there's no cash. Where's the moolah, baby? Right? Anybody been in that situation? I know the answer is yes, because I coach some people who are in that situation. Literally, their spouse is pissed. You could get a job at Starbucks and make more money. Truly swear to God, that is true. When you work with us, we will often dig into your profit and loss statement. And I can tell you, a barista makes more than most interior design professionals. And that's on us. What is going on here? Where is the problem? Me, right? 30 years ago, all my clients were amazing when they started and total by the time we finished. All of them. I mean, how could it be possible that all my clients could be What's the common denominator here, right? Something's going wrong, and it can't be all of them. Because the weird thing is, in the last, almost 20 years, almost none of my clients are maybe there's one, definitely one. So these are my intentions for today. I want to uncover the excuses, limiting beliefs, and negative patterns of behavior that you're stuck with. I want you to be the expert starting today. You don't have to take any more courses. I want to teach you how to be the expert today. I want you to unapologetically make better rules for yourself as the owner of your business. And then I want you to choose your next action steps so 2025 can be your best year. I really think if I can do it, if I can transform what I did, what was going on in my world, you can transform what's going on in yours, and it won't take you as long as it took me. So what is your story? I came into interior design. It was my second career. My first career was television. I thought television is insane. I don't like having to deal with crazy clients. I don't like having to deal with the timelines. I know, I'll study interior design. That'll be great. And I just found myself jumping from one crazy industry into the next with not really any idea how to run a business. Because the thing is, how many of you think, in fact, when we go to events and we say to somebody, what makes you unique? What makes you in your business unique? Does anybody have an answer? Your personality? That's actually something that might make you unique for sure. Often what we hear is, well, we do beautiful rooms. Put your hand up if you do beautiful spaces. We're full service. Put your hand up if you're full service. We do luxury design. Put your hand up if you're luxury design. Yeah. So the thing is, we don't really know what makes us special or what makes us unique. And if we don't know what it is, we can't articulate it, right? And we all come from this background where we have what I like to call the excuses we have in our heads. I can't charge more because. How many people have ever said, I can't charge more because? Yeah. Okay. I was going to take it straight from the book, but you tell me, why can't you charge more? Still in school. What else? Oh, I like what I'm doing, so how can I charge people? Right? Sure, because 10 years ago, everything cost the same as it does today. I get that one. Yeah, what else? I work from home. That's a beautiful, yes. Working for, oh God, yes, for family. Yes, way in the back. The friend zone. So good. Only this side has real jobs. What about this side? To stay competitive. Oh, I will say none of those excuses is any good. None of them. Every single one of them I can throw holes in. If you want to be competitive, what do you have to do? Yeah, you have to give more value. And if you want to be competitive, in fact, do you even want to be competitive? Or do you want to stand out? The surest way to be competitive is to charge the lowest fee because that's where the most competition is. So stay in that pool all the time and you will have a lot of competition. Charge more money, you'll have a little less competition. Charge a lot of money and you'll have very little competition, right? Locations, one we hear a long time. Oh, I live in a small town, or I live in a big city. I live in a small town, and that means nobody will afford these services. Really? Does someone in your small town drive a Mercedes? Does someone drive a BMW? Because what that tells you is there's someone in your town who has money and believes style is important, right? And if you live in a big city, you live in Toronto, I would say, does someone in your town of Toronto have a Starbucks? Is there one Starbucks? Are there 1,000 Starbucks? What does that tell you? That there's too many Starbucks or that people in Toronto like coffee, right? There's none of these excuses. I work from home. How do they know you work? Facebook started in a sweaty dorm room. Disgusting. That was a home business. So here's the thing. We are part of a multi-billion-dollar industry. But because we are dominantly female-run businesses, not only, but dominantly female-run, we have learned to take the smallest percentage of the pie because that's what you've been taught to do. But we are making money for all the people who come before and after us, right? We make money for builders. We make money for Blanco. We make money for everybody. And when you make money, you typically get paid a lot, right? Baseball players get paid a lot because they make money for a lot of people. You make money for a lot of people. You know who you don't make money for? Yeah, because you've been compliant. You've been good. You haven't wanted too much. I mean, it's enough to like your job. Just be happy that you like your job, right? So it doesn't matter what your excuses are. Those excuses will turn into limiting beliefs. So a limiting belief would be, off the top of my head, something like, I'm not good with money. I'll never be good with money. How many people have had that limiting belief? Yeah, money's not important to me. I definitely had that limiting belief. I've had it since I was a little kid. Why did I have that limiting belief? Because my parents fought about money, and that immediately made me afraid to even talk about money. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to have a confrontation. So I'm going to avoid the subject of money. That's what the little girl, being raised by these two parents who fought about money took away. And then when I was 11 or 12 or 10 or whatever, somebody asked me to babysit. I don't really like kids. I like mine most days, but I don't really like other kids. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, a baby, let me hold it. I'm like, oh. So babysitting. Oh, okay. I guess you're supposed to say yes, right? Okay, I'll babysit. At the end of a night with these two kids that I didn't like very much, the dad drives me home. Ew. Like nobody likes that, right? The whole thing is just terrible. And the dad says, what do I owe you? And what did I say? Nothing. It was my pleasure. Yeah. And you know what he paid me? Nothing. And I babysat for them quite a bit. Now, did I feel good about the nothing? No. But I didn't know how to talk about money. I didn't know how to ask for money. I didn't know what you should get paid. To be fair, there was no Google. I couldn't Google it. I just thought money is embarrassing or confrontational. I'll make money tomorrow. No problem when you're 10 or 11, right? When you're 20, 25, 30, 35, now we have a bit of a problem because those same childish excuses that turned into limiting beliefs became negative patterns of behavior. If you do it twice, it's now a pattern of behavior. Don't worry, you don't have to pay me. It was my pleasure. I did that twice. The third time, he didn't ask. Right? Now, you're probably smarter than I was. Most people are. But I did that for quite a while. And then I brought those childish limiting beliefs into my grown-up business. And so when I took my first interior design client, and I told her it was $75 an hour because that's what they told us to charge at the International Academy of Design. Rosa and I both went to that school. That's what they told us to charge, and that's what I told her. She said, oh, well, that's quite a lot since you just graduated. And I said, yeah, you're right. It does seem like a lot. So you know what we're going to do? I'll do it for free, but I'll take a percentage on everything you buy. And she goes, oh, that's great. So I worked for her for a year and a half. I made $11. Right? I mean, I made nothing. Because what percentage did I take? 5%? I don't know, some stupid amount. It was ridiculous. But the point is that those beliefs aren't automatically transformed. Once you have those negative patterns of behavior, I'll give you another negative pattern of behavior you might relate to. I don't like to fight about money. Very, very clear from early age. I don't like to fight about money. And most of our money mindset issues are from a young age. You're already baked. You came into your business baked. You have to work really hard to change a deep core belief of, I don't want to fight about money. It's very difficult. It was hard to change. It's possible to change it. I'm cool with it now. I don't fight about it, but I run my business in a way that I get paid up front like a hooker. That's how it works. So, negative pattern of behavior that haunted me into my 30s when I had a TV show and my phone was ringing off the hook. Negative pattern of behavior. I didn't want to fight about design fees every month. So before the design fees went out to the client, what did I do in my infinite wisdom? Anybody? I cut hours. I reduce them. He's going to freak out if he sees $6,000. Oh my God. Look, if someone's put her hand up like, oh God, right? He's going to freak out. So you know what? I'm going to cut it back to 5,400, right? Oh, it still seems, if it's under 5, it sounds better. So 4,800. And then guess what? Did lowering it from 6,000 to 4,800 stop the client from complaining about fees? No, this is hilarious. It didn't. But what did it do? It just meant that now I'm going to argue over fewer fees than I was supposed to be arguing over, right? And how many of you have ever said to the client, but I already took off some money for this or that? And did they say, oh my God, I didn't realize that. I'm going to pay you the full amount. That's insane. I don't want you to do that. I can't take money away from you. Right? You know what they thought? Well, obviously she's ripping me off if she could take money off. Literally. That's what they thought. So I had all these excuses, limiting beliefs, and negative patterns of behavior that I got from a little kid all the way up to being a grown-ass woman who was an expert who would come to events like this and feel like a total fake and a total loser because I did not have a thriving interior design business. I had clients, but I wasn't succeeding by any stretch of the imagination. Now, what does it take then to go from that to being an expert in my field? That's what I want to talk about next. Someone tell me, what is the difference between a commodity and an expert? What's a commodity? I'll tell you the actual definition. Commodity is a class of goods for which there is demand, but no differentiation. We do beautiful rooms. We're full service, luxury, turnkey, right? Is that anybody have those words on your website? Anybody not have those words on your website? Right? Let me give you an example of a commodity in the real world. Nail salons, right? When you need a nail salon, are you super picky about which one you go to? Somebody said, yeah. I live in Santa Monica half the year, and we have 30 nail salons on Montana Avenue. I usually just am on Montana, and I go, there's nobody in there. I'll go in. Why? Because it's commodity. I know how this works. Pick a polish, sit down, in and out, costs a certain amount of money, almost the same every single place. It's a commodity. I'm not going to go out of my way. Would I get in the car if I was in Laguna Beach, which is an hour and a half, 2-hour drive, to go to Montana Avenue for a particular nail salon? No, I just get a local one there. It would be fine. If I'm here, get one here. It doesn't matter. It's commodity. If I needed a liver transplant, would I get in the car and drive far to meet the expert in liver transplants? Would I get on a plane to get a liver transplant if it would save my life, if that person was the expert? Yeah, huge difference between a commodity and an expert. And commodities are kind of all priced the same. So for those of you who have an hourly fee and you're like, you're swimming in the thick of it, you're definitely a commodity. Because one of the things that sets an expert apart, right, is what? It's expensive. I'm desperate to get a neck lift, maybe a facelift. I feel like everything is falling. Desperate. So if I am looking for this service and I go to 3 different surgeons and this surgeon says, I can do a neck lift and a facelift for $5,000, I'm like, oh, okay, that's quite a bit. And then I go to this one and she says, I can do it for $10,000. Oh, wow. And then I go to this one and he says, I'll do it for $20,000 and it'll be spectacular. Who do I want? Who do I want? Come on, is there any doubt in your mind who's going to get the job? There's no way I'm giving it to the $5,000 person. And the sad thing is they might be wonderful, but they don't think they're wonderful. They think they're a commodity. The expert might not be the best thing in the whole world, but it's what I want. It's what the client will choose. So my fee is actually something that tells clients, first and foremost, where I think I stand on a continuum of who's good at this. Because most of us are embarrassed and ashamed. I was desperately ashamed of how bad I sucked at running the business and making clients happy. So when I would go to these events and somebody would say, how are things? I'd go, oh my God, incredible. I didn't say I had to borrow money to pay my staff because for some reason we didn't make any money this month. I didn't say that, right? And so the courage to say, I'm only charging $75 an hour or I'm only charging $150 an hour is no small thing. We've got to surround ourselves with people who are willing to tell us the truth because there's so much posing and out there, so much. So I think it's really important to be honest with each other about what you're charging. And when you do fixed fee and you analyze how much time you spent, did you make $195 an hour? The answer is no. You don't have to say it. Yeah. Yeah. So I actually will charge my hourly rate for hourly projects, but I also make my hourly rate on flat fee projects. I get paid for every minute, just like a hooker. Like one day I was at home watching Netflix with my husband and I was really struggling to make money. And I was constantly phoning clients who owed me money. And it just was humiliating. I found it humiliating to beg for money I already earned. Anybody else felt that way? We're watching a TV show and this man and a sex provider come into a hotel room and he tries to get started and she says, money on the table, baby. And I said to my husband, look at that. Even she's getting paid. And then I said, wait a minute. Why can't I do that? Why do I have to work first and then get paid? You don't have to. You know why I did? Because I made crappy rules for myself. I made terrible rules for myself. You can make better rules for yourself. And one of the rules you should make for yourself today is you're not going to be working for these low amounts anymore. So let's think about it. If you're living in the city of Toronto and there are designers charging $60 an hour to $450 an hour, let's say, maybe it's more now. I don't know. I'm $375. So, and I know I feel like I should go up, but anyway, every time I want to raise my rate, I get scared. So don't think because you're scared to raise your rate, that's a reason you shouldn't raise your rate. Every time I've raised my rate, I've been scared. And every time I've raised my rate, you know what's happened? I made more money. Better clients, better projects, more money. You know who doesn't argue with an interior design professional? The client who's paying $375 an hour. You know who has money to argue? The client who's paying $65 an hour. They can argue a little. The client who's paying $375 said, what would you do? And I say, I would do this. They go, great. Are we done? Yeah, we are, as a matter of fact. You know, my clients now will say, why don't you pick it? Why don't you just pick it? Surprise me. Like, okay, great. Like literally that is what happens. When you're the expert, the client says, what would you do? When you're a commodity, the client says, I'm going to ask my sister-in-law who's good at decorating. I'm going to ask my next door neighbor because she took a course on feng shui. And the plumber was here and he said that isn't really the best blue for the powder room. I don't deal with any of that stuff. None of that stuff. But the way that you get there, the way that you can be an expert today in the eyes of your clients is what? Charge more money. So now the really important question, who's going to charge more money starting today? Great. Okay. What's your one job when a client phones your office? What's your job when a client phones your office? Tell yourself. So client phones, they don't know me. I have to sell myself. That's a hard sell. Would you say that that's a hard sell? Yeah. Or I have to sell building your dream house. And we haven't met and we're on the phone, let's say. Or it's an email submission form off your website. That's a hard freaking sale off your website. You have to sell a solution to their problem. That's kind of a hard sell, isn't it? My problem is we need a new kitchen, a new bathroom, and we don't have enough space, and I might need to do an addition. It's a really hard sell on the phone with somebody you've never met and you have no trust with. Is that right? What are you trying to sell when you get that client on the phone for an inquiry? Value, relationships. What? Trust. Oh my God, these are hard sells. How do you sell value? How do you sell trust? What are you selling, Rosa? You're selling a consultation, people. One-time consultation. That is all you're selling. Stop trying to sell yourself, your value, your trust, your experience. Sell a consultation. Why? It's easy. That's an easy investment. There's not a lot to lose. They're going to lose 2 hours of their time and whatever you charge for the consultation. It's not so hard. And then when you're on site in their house, you can be the expert. You can answer their questions. You will sell yourself. It will happen automatically. But if you don't get the consultation, you don't get the job. For so many years, we are trying to sell our services as an interior design firm. We got about 50% of the people who phoned my office would sign up for consultations, which isn't bad in the industry. That's not a bad number. Today, it's 95%. And the reason is I know who I am. My fees are high, so my clients self-select. The client who's looking for the best is not looking at who's got the lowest fees. They're looking only in a small pool of people who charge the most money, right? There's only 2-3 names we ever hear. It's between you and her, you and him. And we say, well, we're very different. Look at the websites. We're not the same. So pick whoever you want. I can't convince you. All you have to sell is the consultation. And the reason 95% of the people who phone my office buy a consultation is because my consultation rates are on my website. And they go, whoa, $1,500 for a consultation. It must be good. I think I'll get it. I think I'll do that. $1,500. That seems like a lot. Seems scary. But it's a hell of a lot less scary than $1 million reno. Right? For $1,500, I can try it. So sell the consultation. Everything on your website should be pointing at selling the consultation. And you'll need to look like an expert. And then I want to end, why do I charge more than $375 times 2 for the consultation? Yeah, administrative fees, time to get in my car. But most importantly, the number, right? I have to put on pants, shoes. I mean, Jesus, I have to have my nails done. Why do I charge more? What's important about having a high consultation rate if you want luxury clients? Pre-qualifies the client. Yeah, actually, we talk about pre-qualifying and qualifying clients in the newest book we have called Run Your Business. When I went to the interior design school, to the academy, I thought it was 80% creative, this business. It's 80% business. Be as creative as you like. Who cares? If you think clients are hiring you because you make rooms beautiful, guess what? That's what we all do. It's a given. I actually don't think clients hire me because I make rooms beautiful. I think clients hire me because I'm no nonsense and I have systems that run my business, and the client always knows which step she's on or he's on. Always. So I have clients say, oh my God, I'm so excited for step 11. And I'm like, and then they'll say, oh, but I know, we're only on 8. We're only on 8. We're only on 8. I don't even have to calm them down. They calm themselves down. They run through the numbers like, are we on 11? Are we on 11? Are we on 11? What happens in 12? What's 12? It's 80% business. And if you can't run the business, you cannot ever succeed. I don't care how talented you are. I don't care if you get published. I don't care if you have a TV show. If you can't run the business, you can't satisfy clients. And so what I did with my coach is I created a 15-step process where the client begins at step 1 with a consultation, and then they end at step 15 with a thank you. And there's no way to get off the train after step 5. At step 5, I could choose to get off The train or the client could choose to get off the train. It never happens, but I could. That's my last exit, because at step 6, I'm going to take money to build the house or to decorate the house or to buy drapes. Once I take the client's money, I'm in it to the end. So I better have systems that will allow me to be confident. Here's the crazy thing. I thought confidence would come through time. Nope. I thought confidence would come through going to seminars. Nope. I thought confidence would come by having other interior design buddies. Nope. Confidence comes with systems. If you have a system, you can rely on the system. Our policy is we only work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. So when a client says to you, can you come Saturday at 3 p.m. because my kids are both at soccer and that's the only time I can breathe, la, 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 the answer is our policy is we work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And then stop talking. I talk too much, especially around money. I'd be like, okay, I know this is going to be like super expensive, but here it is. And we did the best we could. We really tried to save you money. Now I say it's going to be 1.4 million and I'm going to need a check today from you for 1.2 million to get started. And then I shut my damn mouth and I let the client go, oh, and have a heart attack. And then decide that they want to do it. Right? Have you ever had sticker shock? Sure you have. Right? I wanted to buy a bike a couple years ago. We on a cycling trip, not an e-bike. I'm a total stud. So we go on a cycling trip every year and I needed a new bike. And I thought, I'm going to spend I know it's going to be expensive, a new bike. So it's going to be like $3,000. Seemed like a lot. I ended up with a bike that was like $10,000, right? It doesn't even have I have to pedal the damn thing. It's crazy, right? But I didn't want to spend $10,000 when I went to get a bike. I thought I would spend $3,000. How many of you have had a situation where the client thought the kitchen was going to be $20,000, but the kitchen was actually $80,000? That's okay. That happens to me every day. So here's something else will change your life and will make this seminar totally worth the money. And this is why you should join Business of Design, because this is the stuff that we're going to teach you systematically how to run your business and also how to run your projects, because those are two different things. When you're at the consultation or when they're on the phone calling you and you are now only selling the consultation, nothing else, sell the consultation. In fact, it will change your life if you have someone else answer your phone. Someone who's good at sales. Don't answer your own damn phone. Don't do it. It doesn't look expert. The guy who's going to do the surgery on my neck or the woman is not also answering the freaking phone. You don't get to that person unless you pay for a consultation. Get someone to answer your phone and sell the consultation. Then, when they're on the phone, they may say to the client, what's the budget? And the client will say one of two things. I don't know, which is super helpful. Or, we were thinking $100,000. Either one. Is that the budget? No. Who cares what they say? Literally, I don't care. Unless they want to decorate the whole house top to bottom and they say their budget is $5,000. And then even my salesperson is going to say, that doesn't sound like enough, right? She doesn't argue with them. She doesn't tell them they need more money. She says, Kimberly can answer all your questions about budgets when you meet her. Can I get you signed up for a consultation? It takes her 15 minutes to sign someone up for a consultation. How many times was I on the phone for 45 minutes answering their stupid decorating questions? And then I didn't get a call, and then I didn't get a job. Stop doing it. It doesn't work. No matter, I don't care what you charge, get someone else to answer your phone. Even if you trade with a design bestie, have the bestie answer your phone and you answer their phone. But what I wanted to say is when you go to the consultation and that client has said to you or put on your website application or told who spoke to them that their budget is $100,000, is that the budget? No. So this is your new mantra. No matter what the client says, when you say, have you thought about a budget? No matter what the client says, you're going to say, that's not going to be enough. Because 100% of the time, it is not enough. But what do we want to say? Okay, I'm going to try to make that work. You know it's not enough. It can't be enough. It will never be enough. So this is what I say to clients, literally these words. I've been doing this for a while, and some of you are super young, so it doesn't work quite this way, but you'll figure out what to say. I've been doing this a long time. I have never met one client whose budget matched their wish list. That's all you have to say. You can spend $100,000, that's fine. But you can't necessarily have everything on your wish list for $100,000. So my job, your job, is not to create a project that matches a stupid budget that should never have been thought about to begin with. Your job is to price the wish list. Price the wish list. That's my job. I tell the clients, my job is to price your wish list. And then you know what? You're the boss. It's your money. You'll tell me what you want to buy. I can't give you a $400,000 Mercedes for $50,000, but I can price the car you want, and then you tell me how much of it you're going to buy. If you're only going to leave with the wheels today, right? I don't know what to tell you. I don't make the prices. I'm not the person who sets the prices in this world. I'm not. So that's not going to happen. Couple of things. Business of Design membership is going to be, its pricing is going to be going up very soon. So you should jump in now while you can, because it's the most affordable, but the number one best value for your business, bar none. Forget it. There's nothing else like it. There's a million coaches. Most of them have taken Business of Design and don't run successful, profitable interior design businesses. We do. So please, we want you. We need you. Once a month, we have coaching. So I'll be your coach once a month. You can bring any project questions to me once a month during office hours. In October, we're relaunching our Business of Design Elite Retreat, or the Business of Design Boss Retreat. And it's October 16th to 19th. It's in Santa Monica. It was near the fires, but not in the fires. And the fires will all be taken care of by then. It's beautiful. We will take a look at your profit and loss statement. We will help you come up with a plan to implement for the coming year. It will be life-changing. Go to our website. We literally have hundreds of testimonials of people say, it transformed my life. I make 3 times as much. I make 5 times as much. If you don't succeed, then we don't succeed, and we don't have bad reviews. So please, please, we would love to have you as members. And then following the retreat, for the first time ever, we're going to have the opportunity for you to stay working together in a small group coaching for the year with our Business of Design Chief Financial Officer and with the various people that we have to help you run your business. You can implement what took me, 20 years to kind of fine tune in a year. So give yourself a year to be extraordinarily better at what you do, to have more confidence, to be the expert, and to make just a crazy amount of money. Really, you should be making a huge amount of money. And we can tell you how to do that. It's a really amazing industry. You're the boss. Make better rules for yourself. Make better rules starting today. Raise your rates, be the expert, stop being a commodity, and surround yourself with people who are running serious businesses, making serious money.